Thank you for joining us in our Learn Calligraphy in Quarantine series, wherein we're learning how to use 4 basic writing materials that you can find at home in learning calligraphy. We're filling up our basic strokes worksheet. You can find the link below. It's all free. And today we're going to use the trusty old ball pen in filling out our worksheet. So this kind of calligraphy is called faux calligraphy. I'll write it down here. It's called faux calligraphy because it's sort of like fake calligraphy. Because a pen cannot do the thick and thin strokes that we've been learning through our other videos. So you have to fill in gaps so that they look like thick and thin strokes. So we'll be doing that and learning that today, following the different basic strokes that we have here. So an upstroke starts at the bottom, and then because this is just a pen, you just have to trace the upstrokes in the worksheet. You can also have space here to fill up your own freehand upstrokes. Now here for the downstrokes, all you have to do is trace the outline first and then start filling it in. It's that easy. Again, you trace the downstrokes, so it's like you're making logs or tiny turon or tiny hot dogs. So as long as you're making thick lines that are a different width than your upstrokes, then that's what we're doing in the paper. So doing upstrokes is just making lines going up, but for downstrokes you go down, you make outline, and then you fill it up like that. So see, as long as there is a difference in the width of your upstrokes and downstrokes, then you're good to go. Let's learn how to do underturns here. Underturns are downstrokes and then upstrokes. So what I like to do is I outline the inner line, and then I add the outer line, and then I fill it in. So the same rules applies, that it's supposed to be curved and that you're just following the inside line that you traced. So this space is for you to make your freehand underturns. Let's make a freehand underturn here in my notebook. So we start with the inner outline, and then because it's an underturn, the downstroke is here, so that's where we're going to make an outline. Ta-da! Now we're going to make an overturn. An overturn is the opposite of an underturn. We start with an upstroke and then you end with a downstroke. Oh, that was a bit too V-like. Let's follow this one instead. So again, I trace the inner outline and then I add a line outside, and then that's what I fill in. There we go. Let's do that with our overturn here. Let's do an overturn here in our paper. So you do the basic shape first, and then add a line outside and fill that line up. Make sure that your width is the same with your underturn and overturn. Now let's learn how to make compound curves. Compound curves are a combination of your overturns and underturns. All you have to do is start with an upstroke, downstroke, and then another upstroke. And then just fill up the downstroke part. Let's do that one more time. Okay, and then make sure that when you're adding a line for the shading, you're just following the line that you originally made. Let's do that here in freehand with my notebook. So put an upstroke, a downstroke, and I leave more space in my second turn because I leave space for the shading. And now they're equal in width. There we go. Let's move on to our ovals. Ovals, or my penguin eggs, they start here. You move up and then you just trace the inside line, the inside oval, and then you'd make the outside oval after that. Let's try that one more time. Trace the inside and then make the outside oval. So I like to do it that way, starting with the inside, moving outside, because it's easier for you to adjust. And it keeps it consistent if you do that. if you do it that way. Let's do it here on my notebook. My oval starts here in the 3/4 line, downstroke, and then make a line outside and fill it in. So you might be tempted to not follow the rules in doing faux calligraphy, but faux calligraphy is great so that if you follow the rules, it makes it easier for you to transition if you're going to use a brush pen eventually. So that's an oval. And now let's do our ascending and descending loops. So just like what we did here, you start with an upstroke and then you follow the inside line and then make the line outside and then fill it in. There you go, that's your ascending loop. Let's do the descending loop here. Again, starting from the inside line and then add the outside line and fill it in. See? You barely see the difference with the faux calligraphy and the brush pen. Let's do it here on my notebook. I'm going to use 2 lines for my ascending loops. So ascending loop and then my shading here. Ta-da! And then I go down and then add my shading. Make sure your shading is the same as your shading for your ascending loop. There you go. This one is a bit thick, so I'll add thickness to this so that they're more similar in width and shading. So let's try to do all of the strokes that we learned using faux calligraphy. So let's start. I'll be using 2 so that we can add our ascending and descending loops there. So let's do upstrokes and then downstrokes. Shade, don't forget to shade them well, and work slowly in this one, because if you're working slowly you get to notice more the differences and how to make it right or wrong. So let's do underturn and overturn, a compound curve. Make sure to give more space in this last turn, an oval. Oh, I made this one a bit too big. An ascending loop, and then a descending. There you have it. That's how you use a pen in doing our basic strokes. Thanks. Bye.